Time is a precious thing. Never waste it.
Hello everybody, this is a video that's me on my channel publicly saying goodbye to a shop. So it's become my favourite shop, so it's very sad, but the guy who runs it wants to retire. So it's a good reason to shop. It's not to shut. It's not like, you know, rent's bad or, you know, it's gone out of favour or whatever. It's simply that he's retiring. So I have talked about this shop many times on the channel because of the books I've bought there, but I was going to do a video just about the shop, and I was going to ask the guy who runs it if I could, you know, walk around with a camera, videoing the shelves and all that, but I didn't get around to it, and it seems a bit of a moot point now as it's closing down. So it's got another month and a half, I think he said. I overheard that bit of it. But I did say, oh, did I just overhear you saying that it's closing down? And he told me that because he wants to retire. But there are actually two branches, so the other branch is staying open. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about Kim's Bookshop. Kim's Bookshop. And there's one in Chichester. Where is that one? Chichester. Whoop. There's one in Chichester, South Street in Chichester, and there's one in Arundel on the High Street. And there's the one in Arundel is staying open. I think it's very difficult to tell, and then maybe if you looked up online, it would tell you how many books are in each one. But it seems like the Arundel one's slightly smaller, but it might be just the dimensions of the rooms make it look like that. But both of them have got a lot of books. They're massive. So they're I think it's 4 floors, and the floors go in different directions. So there's like 2 rooms in each floor, but the ground floor is about 3 rooms. So there's a lot of books, and it covers all sorts of different things that you might want to look for. And I always find stuff there. I absolutely love that shop. So Kim's Bookshop in Chichester is closing down. The one in Arundel is staying open. So go down and support the one in Arundel if you're local. But I mean, the thing is, when me and my wife were first together, we used to think, oh, where should we go for a quick day out? Oh, let's go to Brighton. And Brighton was like the default. And nowadays, I think my wife's got a little bit bored of Brighton, which is a bit mad, because how can you be bored of Brighton? But nowadays, for example, a few days ago, she said, oh, let's do a quick day trip on Saturday, as in today, because we have to go out in the evening. So we couldn't go overnight somewhere. It was like, let's just go somewhere relatively close. Shall we go to Chichester? Because we can go to your favourite bookshop. And I was like, yeah, and that seemed to be quite a frequent default. Let's go to Chichester, you know, because it was like a chance to go to Kim's Bookshop. So it's going to be very strange that it's gone. I mean, it has got a really good Oxfam there, and there's a big Waterstones there, which is good. But having the Oxfam and the Waterstones and Kim's Bookshop in Chichester was awesome. But Chichester and Arundel are both on the way to Brighton, and Brighton's got some bookshops as well. But yeah, we're going to say goodbye to Kim's Bookshop. So just going to tell you that in previous years, I'd got all sorts of wonderful things in Kim's Bookshop. But I'll tell you what I got in this last little book haul that I had. So this is the last little lot I got, knowing it was going to close down. So let's put them all here. So this is something I've seen there before, but it's a little bit more expensive, but I thought I'd go for it. The Land Where the Blues Began by Alan Lomax. So Alan Lomax, obviously, if you know about music and know about the blues, you know that he did a lot of research into the origin of the blues and the origin of that kind of American folk tradition and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I had a little flick through this. This does look amazing, this book. So The Land Where Blues Began by Alan Lomax I got. And then I got some smaller paperbacks, some of the more regular kind of books that you might normally get. So I've got an Ed McBain one called Bandersnatch. So I've got, I don't know, a bunch of Ed McBain ones now. I've probably got about a dozen, I guess. Bandersnatch. I bought, because I thought I had this, but I don't think I could find it. This is Death is Lonely Business by Ray Bradbury. Absolutely fantastic condition. So I got that. And I got Mickey Spillane Little Corgi. I love these little corgis, so I couldn't resist it. The Long Wait So that was really cool getting that. Really good condition again. But yeah, that was really cool getting that. And Castle of Venus by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Again, crazy condition. I couldn't resist it because that was a big reason why I got it. But Castle of Venus, one of the Venus books by Edgar Rice Burroughs. I got Earthman Come Home. This is part of Cities in Flight series by James Blish. I think I've got the big compendium of Cities in Flight, so I might not have needed to get this, but I couldn't resist it. Again, it's absolutely mint condition, and I just couldn't resist it. So I got Earthman Come Home. This could be something I could read in Rocket Summer. I'm going to do another video about Rocket Summer soon. Yeah, this came out in 1956. But yeah, James Blish. And then I bought an Arthur C. Clarke book called The Sands of Mars. So that looks really interesting. Again, really good condition. Sphere, science fiction. And this again could be good for Rocket Summer. This came out in 1951. I think that's what it says. I've got my glasses on. 1951, I think. The Sands of Mars by Arthur C. Clarke. And then I bought a couple of Alan Dean Fosters. So I bought the first Pip and Flinks novel. So I've got something else, I think, in the series. So this is the Tar I'm Kabang. So just looked like a bit of fun. So Alan Dean Foster's Pip and Flinks novels. So the first one. And then I bought the novelisation of Dark Star. I thought it'd be nice to read this for Garb August. And I love Dark Star. I think it's an awesome film. Very early John Carpenter film. And Dan O'Bannon wrote it, who wrote the initial premise of Alien. The actual development of the Alien script is really fascinating because it went through so many different changes from different people. But anyway, Dark Star is definitely something I'm keen to read. And then I also bought another book about the Black Death. So I'm reading about the Black Death for the Historathon this year. So hi to Vin and all the other people, if you're watching this. This is another book about the Black Death. So I'm just concentrating on that really at the minute for the Historathon second quarter. But that was a nice find in the wake of the plague. So there we are. And I was just going to say that over the years, we have like favourite bookshops that really made a big difference to our collections. And when I was a kid, I discovered and managed to buy a lot of comics and magazines that were kind of American based, like Mad Magazine, stuff like that, when I was a kid, from a shop called Time Slip. And that was also where I and my mate used to buy 2000 AD there. So Time Slip was in what was it, Devonshire Avenue, that's right. And it was a great shop, loved it, and it was really important for and I used to find some books in there as well, but it was like a comic shop. So that was back in the 80s, so I would have been about 11, 12, I think. So that would have been about 80, 81, 82, 83, that kind of thing. So Time Slip was a really important bookshop. And then I wanted to mention a second-hand bookshop called the Star Bookshop. And I bought loads of rare, and I didn't even realise they were so rare at the time, but after the Star Bookshop, it was very hard for me to find these things. Robert Sheckley stuff and Harlan Ellison stuff and Richard Matheson stuff. Some of my favourite authors I bought at the Star Bookshop. So that would have been when I was late teens, sort of 17, 18, 19, 20, that kind of thing. And a lot of my sort of really important books I bought at the Star Bookshop. And in recent years, Kim's Bookshop's been just a fantastic treasure trove of wonderful things, as I've just shown, that you just get some really good stuff. So yeah, a goodbye to a wonderful shop. If you do live in this sort of area, or you come down to the south and you do find Arundel, it's a lovely place with a castle and everything. There's a castle there. If you go into Arundel, then support Kim's Bookshop in Arundel, because that's still going to be going apparently. So that's interesting. I don't know whether that's he wants to retire and keep owning it. I'm not really sure how he's doing it, and then he owns both bits, but someone else is going to manage the other one, maybe. I don't know. But he's always been stationed at the Chichester one, so yeah, but I'm assuming he owns both of them. But yeah, Kim's Bookshop is closing down in July in Chichester. So there we are. Aren't they awesome, bookshops? Let me know below wherever you live. I'd just be interested to know if you've got favourite bookshops and what kind of thing you found there and why they're so important for your memories and for the build up of your collection. Because I think it's quite fascinating, and yeah, I just love it if you find a shop and you go, oh my god, that's amazing, you know, and you can keep shopping there. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay curious, everybody.